Men are going their own way. This is not a rebellion or a mere fad. It is a phenomenon that has been steadily increasing in prevalence. Around us, we women are growing conscious of this shift. Men, the resilient half of our society, the pillars supporting our collective existence, are making a conscious and autonomous choice to navigate life in their own terms. This decision didn't happen overnight. It is an outcome of various multifaceted factors, a result of a multitude of causes. But the common thread among all these causes is a reaction to how men are treated, or in many cases mistreated, in society. When we delve further into the depths of human psyche, when we dissect the intricate societal dynamics at play, it becomes evident that this shift doesn't favor us, the women. We are left contemplating, left mourning the loss of an equilibrium, left grappling with the implications of this societal shift. This shift doesn't merely hurt us, the women, but it disturbs the balance of the entire societal structure. The dynamics of relationships, of communities, of familial hierarchies, they are all becoming skewed, with men choosing to carve their own path, often away from the traditional roles and expectations. There's expectations. There's a significant population of men, and their numbers are not insignificant, who are making this choice. They are consciously opting to withdraw from the norm, to distance themselves from women, from relationships, and from the stress that these ties inevitably bring. The strain of these conventional roles, the pressure of expectation, the weight of responsibility is increasingly becoming intolerable, even unbearable for them. They've had enough of the emotional turmoil, the thankless expectations, and the perceived injustices. It's most noticeable among modern Western women, women who have embraced their independence, who cherish their autonomy. But in this journey towards self-sufficiency, we may have lost sight of a crucial equilibrium. We may have pushed men away, not realizing that in a balanced society, we need them. We need men. We need their strength, their wisdom, their fortitude. But the narrative of our modern society has been increasingly about negating the role of men. Men are constantly being their masculine traits are not only unneeded but unwanted. They hear terms like toxic masculinity. They are labeled as creepy or useless. These narratives, these damaging stereotypes, have taken a heavy toll on men. Men who were once proud, once valued, are now left questioning their worth. They are left wondering why they allow us, women, to treat them as we do. But mankind is resilient, adaptable, and ever-evolving. Men are learning, growing, and changing with times. They are learning that perhaps they are happier alone, unencumbered by societal roles and expectations. Men are learning they are happier alone. This new reality, this new normal, is unsettling for us. Men are going their own way, leaving us to ponder, us to reassess, leaving us to reflect upon the dynamics we have set into motion. We are left with a deep sense of introspection. We are tasked with the responsibility to understand this shift and respond with empathy and understanding. We must reevaluate our perceptions and assumptions about men and their role in our society. We must learn to appreciate their diversity, their individuality, and their autonomy. Men are going their own way. They are carving out a new path, a new narrative for themselves, leaving us women to ponder the dynamics we have set into motion. It has been made quite clear that something has to change. The dynamics of gender roles in society are shifting monumentally, with more and more men packing up their belongings and heading to places where they feel they are treated with a greater level of respect, a level of respect that they believe is due to them. These men are seeking out women who embody what society has come to refer to as respectable femininity. Women, they argue, that take delight in the traditional way of life, a life where roles are clearly defined, where expectations are set, and where everyone knows their place. Yet it's not just about the women they're seeking out, it's about the treatment they're running away from. These men express feeling undervalued and underappreciated, despite what they perceive as their attempts to provide for and accommodate the demands of the women in their lives. They say they have given women everything they wanted: equality, the right to equal pay for the same work, and more. They state they have awarded women an equal voice in the running of their homes, their families, and their communities. And yet, they say, this hasn't been enough. They claim that in spite of all this, they are still being shamed, still being blamed, and still being held as the culprits of every problem. One can't help but stop and ponder over this bitter feeling of resentment that is growing. It seems like there's a lot of thinking to do, a lot of understanding to be had, and a lot of bridges to be built The statistics are alarming, with the number of good men leaving our communities in record numbers, the likes of which we have never seen before. These men, who were once pillars of our society, are leaving behind spaces that are begging to be filled. The men who remain behind, those who choose to stay, are showing clear signs of frustration and a profound lack of interest. They are growing tired of the games, the arguments, and the constant tug of war. They're slowly but surely losing interest in participating in these debates. It's not just about the men, though, it's about us women too. It's about understanding ourselves, respecting ourselves, and standing up for ourselves. It's about setting standards for how we wish to be treated and not settling for anything.
Why should men avoid marriage? A question that may be considered offensive or controversial for some, but it's worth exploring. Interestingly, one point that often comes up in this discussion is the idea that marriage is the only contract the woman benefits from by breaking it. If we dare to venture into this provocative subject, we'll encounter a spectrum of perspectives and realities. Intriguingly, statistics show that women initiate 80% of divorces. Intrigued now? You should be. Let's delve deeper into this topic and explore this point further. Moving beyond finance, let's look at the emotional toll of a broken marriage, especially when children are involved. When a relationship crumbles, it's not just about dividing assets. It's about fractured hearts, shattered dreams, and the often overlooked sentiment, the emotional devastation men face. Men, just like women, are susceptible to emotional pain and heartbreak. Imagine the profound pain of a father who, instead of being a daily pillar in his children's lives, becomes a weekend visitor, or worse, a stranger. The children too suffer. They are often used as pawns in a bitter game of separation, caught in the crossfire of two adults they love unconditionally. Delving into real-life instances, we see men grappling with depression, anxiety, and a sense of loss that extends beyond the financial. The children, on the other hand, struggle with feelings of abandonment and confusion, their innocent childhood marred. So not only can marriage be a financial risk, it can also cause significant emotional distress. So, considering all these elements, is marriage a beneficial agreement for men? That's the conundrum we've been pondering. We've delved into the financial implications, including the potential burden of supporting a woke woman after a divorce, the emotional toll, and the societal expectations that often guide men towards the matrimony. The image of a modern woman also plays its part in shaping these norms. But when you compare the benefits and drawbacks, it becomes clear that marriage might not be the best contract for men. The scales aren't balanced, and unfortunately, not in their favor. It's a tough reality to accept, but it's vital we challenge these societal norms and think deeply about what we're committing to. It seems that for many men, avoiding marriage might be the smartest decision. But as always, the choice is yours. Thanks for tuning in. Just don't do it. Keep your money and live your best life. Okay, so you've decided marriage isn't for you. But what if you still want to share your life with a woman, just without the legal bindings? Well, there's a scenario for that too. Living together and sharing bills can be a feasible solution. It's crucial, however, to consider financial equality. This is not about being stingy or ungenerous. It's about protecting yourself and encouraging independence. Encourage your partner to pay half the bills and ensure she's not financially dependent on you. Interestingly, a strong, independent woman would not mind sharing bills. It's a testament to the independence that many women take pride in. Keep records of these transactions as proof she's not your dependent in any form. This might seem like an unnecessary hassle, but it can save you from potential legal complications down the line. Also, consider signing a cohabitation agreement. This legal document outlines who owns what and what happens if you split. This might be a difficult conversation to have, but it's a necessary one. Remember, the government has made the game hard for men to navigate, but with careful planning and open communication, you can protect your interests. It's about thinking ahead and keeping yourself safe in a world that doesn't always play fair. The social hierarchy, often visualized as a pyramid, attempts to categorize individuals into neat boxes. You have your alphas, your betas, deltas, gammas, omegas, and sigmas. But what happens when someone defies these simplistic classifications? What happens when an individual operates outside the confines of this social hierarchy? This is where we encounter the enigmatic Sigma male. A rare breed, the Sigma male stands apart, uninterested in the traditional markers of social dominance. He walks his own path, driven by an internal compass that often confounds and intrigues those around him. The Sigma male understands the profound value of solitude. He doesn't shy away from his own company, recognizing that time spent in introspection is crucial for personal growth. Unlike those who constantly seek external validation, the Sigma male finds solace in his own thoughts, using quiet moments to reflect, analyze, and delve deeper into the complexities of his own mind. This solitude isn't about isolation or misanthropy, but rather a deliberate choice to cultivate self-awareness and a deeper understanding of his place in the world. This isn't to say that Sigma males are hermits, withdrawing entirely from social engagement. They can be charming and engaging when the situation calls for it, but they don't feel the need to constantly surround themselves with people to feel validated. They recognize that true strength comes from within, and solitude provides the fertile ground for nurturing that inner strength. It's in these quiet moments, away from the clamor of the crowd, that the Sigma male hones his most valuable tool, his mind. The Sigma male is not swayed by the whims of popular opinion or fleeting trends. He possesses a strong internal compass, a set of core values that guide his every decision. This unwavering sense of self allows him to navigate the complexities of life with a clarity and purpose that often eludes others. The Sigma male doesn't chase fleeting pleasures or external markers of success. He is driven by a deeper purpose, a burning desire to live a life of meaning and authenticity. This unwavering sense of self can sometimes be misconstrued as arrogance or aloofness. The Sigma male doesn't feel the need to constantly explain himself or seek approval for his choices. He trusts his own judgment, knowing that his actions are aligned with his deeply held values. This unshakable inner compass gives him a resilience that allows him to weather the storms of life with unwavering resolve. The Sigma male possesses an unwavering confidence in his own abilities. He doesn't need external validation to affirm his worth. He knows his strengths, acknowledges his weaknesses, and constantly strives for self-improvement. This self-assuredness isn't about arrogance or bravado, it's a quiet knowing, a deep-seated belief in his own capacity to navigate the world and achieve his goals. This confidence stems from a deep well of self-reliance. The Sigma male doesn't wait for others to pave his path. He forges his own way, relying on his own resourcefulness and ingenuity to overcome obstacles. He understands that true strength lies in the ability to depend on oneself, to face challenges head-on, without seeking constant reassurance or approval from others. The Sigma male draws strength from within. He doesn't rely on external sources for validation or happiness. He understands that true fulfillment comes from self-reliance, from the ability to find contentment and purpose within himself. This doesn't mean he shuns relationships or avoids connections with others. Rather, he approaches these connections from a place of strength and independence, recognizing that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and a shared sense of autonomy. This internal focus allows the Sigma male to remain grounded amidst the chaos of the world. He doesn't get swept away by fleeting trends or the opinions of others. He stays true to his own values, finding solace and strength in his own company. This self-reliance isn't about isolation, but rather about cultivating a deep sense of inner peace and security. The Sigma male often exudes an aura of mystery, a quiet confidence that can be both alluring and intimidating. He doesn't feel the need to constantly broadcast his accomplishments or seek attention. His actions speak louder than words, and his quiet self-assuredness often leaves people wanting to know more. This enigmatic quality isn't a calculated facade. It's a natural byproduct of his independent nature. This air of mystery can sometimes be misinterpreted as detachment or aloofness. The Sigma male isn't trying to be intentionally elusive. He simply values his privacy and doesn't feel the need to constantly explain himself or seek approval for his choices. This quiet confidence can be unsettling to some, but to others, it's a breath of fresh air, a sign of someone who is comfortable in their own skin and unfazed by the pressures of societal expectations. The Sigma male doesn't seek validation from external sources. He is driven by a deep sense of authenticity, a desire to live in accordance with his own values and beliefs. He doesn't conform to societal pressures or chase fleeting trends. He stands firm in his convictions even when they go against the grain. This unwavering commitment to authenticity can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or social friction, but the Sigma male is willing to pay the price for staying true to himself. This doesn't mean he is inflexible or unwilling to compromise. The Sigma male understands the importance of collaboration and the need to find common ground with others. However, he won't sacrifice his core principles for the sake of fitting in or gaining approval. He recognizes that true strength lies in the ability to stand alone, to be comfortable with being different, and to embrace his individuality without apology. The Sigma male is adaptable and resourceful. He doesn't shy away from change or cling to rigid routines. He embraces new experiences, welcomes challenges, and finds ways to thrive in unfamiliar environments. This adaptability isn't about being a chameleon, changing colors to blend in. It's about maintaining a flexible mindset, being open to new perspectives, and finding creative solutions to unexpected obstacles. This adaptability extends to his leadership style. The Sigma male doesn't command authority through dominance or aggression. He leads by example, inspiring others through his actions and unwavering commitment to his values. He doesn't seek to control or manipulate. He encourages others to find their own path, to embrace their individuality, and to contribute their unique talents to the world. The Sigma male doesn't need a title or a position of authority to lead. He leads through his actions, setting an example for others to follow. He doesn't preach or pontificate. He lives by his principles, demonstrating through his own life the power of authenticity, self-reliance, and a commitment to personal growth. This quiet leadership style can be incredibly influential, inspiring others to strive for their own potential without feeling pressured to conform to external expectations. This leadership isn't about seeking power or control. The Sigma male leads by encouraging others to question the status quo, to think critically, and to forge their own paths. He doesn't offer easy answers or prescribe a one-size-fits-all approach to life. He inspires others to embrace the complexities of the world, to find their own answers, and to contribute their unique talents to the tapestry of human experience. The Sigma male is a rare breed, a unique individual who defies easy categorization. He doesn't fit neatly into the boxes society tries to impose. He walks his own path, driven by an internal compass that guides him towards a life of meaning and purpose. This individuality can sometimes be isolating, but it also earns him a certain respect and admiration from those who recognize the strength and courage it takes to stand apart from the crowd. The Sigma male doesn't seek to be understood by everyone. He understands that his path is not for everyone, and he respects the choices of others. He doesn't try to convert or convince. He simply lives his truth, inspiring others through his actions and unwavering commitment to his values. His rarity is not a badge of superiority, but a testament to the power of individuality, a reminder that true strength lies in embracing one's unique gifts and contributing them to the world. The Sigma male embodies a unique blend of self-reliance, authenticity, and quiet confidence. He is driven by an internal compass, comfortable in his own skin, and unfazed by the pressures of societal expectations. He leads by example, inspiring others to embrace their individuality and strive for personal growth. These traits are not exclusive to men. They represent a way of being, a mindset that can empower anyone to live a more fulfilling and authentic life. Do you resonate with these traits? Do you find yourself drawn to solitude, driven by a deep sense of purpose and uninterested in chasing fleeting trends? Perhaps you too possess the spirit of the Sigma. Embrace these qualities, nurture them, and let them guide you on your own unique path. The world needs more individuals who are willing to stand apart, to challenge the status quo, and to live in accordance with their own values. Embrace your individuality, cultivate your inner strength, and contribute your unique gifts to the world.
Have you ever thought what secrets lie in the subconscious minds of men when it comes to attraction? While it's certainly true that a woman's character holds great importance, first impressions often hinge on physical appearances. This is why women are more valued at a young age. The gifts of youth, those natural traits a woman is born with, not earned, often serve as the initial pull in the dance of attraction. They are the silent cues that men, often without realizing it, are programmed to respond to. Enter into the minds of men with us as we explore the top 12 traits that studies have shown to subconsciously allure them. Firstly, a small waist-to-hip ratio most often catches the eye. This classic symbol of femininity has been celebrated in art and culture throughout the ages. Secondly, healthy, long feminine hair. It's a sign of health and vitality that men find irresistibly attractive. Thirdly, beautiful, honest, sexy eyes. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and it seems men are drawn to those windows. Fourthly, glowing, healthy skin. It's a universal sign of good health and often indicates youth and vitality. Next, a feminine pitched voice, soft-spoken. It's an auditory signal of femininity that men are drawn to. Sixth, white teeth and a big smile. A radiant smile not only indicates good health, but also a positive, welcoming personality. Seventh, facial and body symmetry. Symmetry is often associated with beauty across many cultures, and it seems men subconsciously agree. Eighth, natural beauty. Less really is more when it comes to makeup. Men are drawn to the natural, authentic beauty of a woman. Ninth, average looks. It seems that the girl next door appeal holds a lot of charm for many men. 10th, submissiveness. A woman who respects her man and values his decisions can make a man feel valued and appreciated. 11th, being feminine. The grace and elegance of femininity never fail to enchant. Lastly, how she treats people around her. Drama and jealousy not welcome traits. Kindness and empathy are attractive traits in any human being. Feminine behavior, it seems, is a timeless allure. Since the dawn of time, men have been drawn to the feminine charm, the grace, and the elegance that only a woman can possess. The feminine woman is a beacon of attraction, much like our grandmothers and great-grandmothers were to the men of their times. In the modern world, where the boundaries of gender roles are continually being pushed to the limits, when will the feminists understand the allure of femininity, as it remains a constant, as the most important since the dawn of time? Now, if you found this journey into the subconscious minds of men fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing insights. And remember, we always appreciate your
Ever wondered why men sometimes distance themselves in a relationship? Well, it's not always about them. Sometimes it's the things we do, often unconsciously, that push them away. From over-analyzing, saying sorry but not taking responsibility. Sorry means I understand my mistake and I have learned. Woke ideology, to not giving them enough space. There are certain behaviors that can unintentionally sabotage a relationship. Today, we're going to shed some light on these common mistakes to help enhance healthier, happier relationships. So let's jump into the 13 things women do that push men away. With 3 hard facts that our grandmothers knew at the end of video. Number 1, overanalyzing. It's a common trait, especially among women, to dissect every word, every action, and every silence. We're wired to look for patterns, to read between lines, to find meaning even when there might be none. But here's the thing. Men are usually straightforward. They say what they mean and mean what they say. So when you overanalyze, you might end up creating problems that were never there. You might misinterpret his late reply to your text as disinterest, or his casual comment as a hidden poke in the ribs. This can lead to unnecessary arguments, hurt feelings, and yes, it might push him away. It's not about ignoring red flags, but about understanding that not everything is a sign of doom. Overanalyzing can make you seem obsessive, and it can drain the joy out of your relationship. Life is too short for that, isn't it? Keeping a balanced perspective on things is key in a relationship. Number 2, not giving enough space. Everyone, regardless of gender, needs their own space to breathe, think, and just be themselves. It is a fundamental human need, like food and water. In relationships, men often desire a certain level of independence, a space where they can enjoy their hobbies, hang out with their friends, or just have some quiet time. If a woman does not respect this need, it can create tension and friction in the relationship. The man might feel suffocated, trapped, misunderstood, or controlled. This doesn't mean he doesn't love or appreciate the woman, but simply that he values his personal space. So, ladies, if your man asks for some alone time, don't take it personally. It's not a reflection of his feelings for you. Instead, see it as an opportunity for him to recharge and return to the relationship with renewed energy and affection. Respecting his need for space can actually bring you closer. Number 3, being a drama queen. The stage is set, the curtains rise, and all eyes are on you, but not for the right reasons. Being a drama queen can quickly transform a small disagreement into a full-blown spectacle. This behavior can create embarrassment and leave a negative impression, not just on your partner, but on the people around you as well. It's important to remember that every issue, every disagreement, doesn't need to be a showstopper. Instead, try to keep these discussions private. This doesn't mean sweeping things under the rug, but rather addressing them in a calm and respectful manner. It's like the difference between a soap opera and a mature conversation. One is full of exaggerated emotions and plot twists, while the other is about understanding and resolution. Keeping your issues private and resolving them calmly is a sign of maturity in a relationship. Number 4, expecting him to read your mind. It's a common mistake many women make, thinking that their partners can magically sense their thoughts and feelings. This expectation can lead to misunderstandings, disappointment, and unnecessary conflicts. Instead of hoping he'll decode your complex emotions, it's much more effective to express yourself clearly. Let's face it, no one can read minds. What's apparent to you might be a complete mystery to him. If you're upset, tell him why. If you're happy, share what sparked that joy. If you're anxious, explain what's causing the worry. This kind of open communication prevents misunderstandings and strengthens the bond between you two. Remember, it's not about he should know why I'm upset. It's about I should tell him why I'm upset. Clear and open communication is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Number 5, trying to change him. Now, this is a tricky one. We all have our quirks and habits, some endearing, others not so much. But here's the thing about human nature. We resist change, especially when it's forced upon us. Trying to change someone is not a healthy foundation for a relationship. It sends a message that you don't accept him as he is, and that can cause resentment. Instead of trying to change him, communicate your concerns in a non-confrontational manner. Encourage him to improve, but remember, it's his decision to make. It's important to understand that change, if it happens, takes time. Patience is key. The goal should be mutual growth and understanding, not molding him into your ideal version. After all, it's the imperfections that make us unique, right? Acceptance, not change, is the key to a lasting relationship. Number 6, expecting or giving too much too soon. There's an invigorating thrill when we meet someone new, a rush of adrenaline that often leads us to dive in head first. But in the world of love, it's essential to tread with caution. Emotional involvement is a delicate act that requires time and patience. Rushing into it can lead to unrealistic expectations, fostering feelings of pressure and suffocation. It's like expecting a seed to sprout the moment it's planted. Remember, a relationship is a journey, not a race. So, grabbing his cell phone and hiding with it to discover his past in the first 2 weeks is a huge red flag for men. It's too much too fast. It's not about reaching the destination swiftly, but about relishing the journey together, being respectful. So if you find yourself overwhelmed with emotions, take a step back, breathe, and allow things to unfold naturally. Don't rush into discussing future plans or making grand gestures. Let the bond strengthen over time. Patience and understanding can go a long way in building a strong bond. Treat him with the respect he deserves. Number 7, getting in the way of his life goals. Just as you have dreams and aspirations, so does he. It's essential to remember that a relationship should be a partnership, with the man leading the way, where both of you can grow and achieve. It's not about sacrificing one's dreams for the other, but about supporting the journey. Interfering with his passions, dismissing his dreams, or making him feel guilty about pursuing them can create resentment. It's a quick way to push him away. Instead, show interest in his goals, ask about them, encourage him, and be his cheerleader. Understand that his ambitions are as important to him as yours are to you. It's about balance. Supporting him doesn't mean neglecting your own dreams. It's about creating a space where both of you can flourish. Being supportive of his goals can strengthen your bond, with the man leading the way. Number 8, looking for problems. You know the saying, seek and you shall find? Well, it's not always a good idea, especially when it comes to relationships. If you're always on the hunt for issues, chances are you'll find them, even if they're not really there. Snooping around, scouting cell phones, second-guessing his actions, assuming the worst, it's all a recipe for disaster. You're likely to stumble upon something minor and blow it out of proportion due to your preconceived notions. This can lead to unnecessary tension, misunderstandings, and even breakups. Remember, everyone has flaws and makes mistakes. Instead of actively looking for problems, focus on the positives. Encourage open and honest communication. If there are issues, they will surface naturally. There's no need to go digging. After all, trust is not just about believing that your partner won't betray you, but also about not betraying your partner's trust in you. Trust is crucial in a relationship. Men often let the woman set the pace, her direction in a relationship. Most women often think they can do anything, when men of the house will get unwanted conflict for displaying the same behaviors. Number 9, insulting the things he loves. This is a big no-no. Imagine you have a treasured possession, maybe a childhood toy or a family heirloom, and someone you care about openly disrespects it. It's not a good feeling, right? That's exactly how he feels when you insult the things he loves. It could be his raggedy old car, his collection of comic books, his favorite sports team, or even his favorite hat. These things, no matter how trivial they may seem to you, are part of who he is. They carry memories, experiences, and are often tied to his identity and self-worth. When you insult them, it feels like a personal attack. It's not just about being polite, it's about showing respect and understanding. This doesn't mean you have to love everything he loves, but showing interest and respect goes a long way. Remember, respecting his interests and possessions is a sign of respect for him. In conclusion, building a strong, healthy relationship requires understanding, respect, and communication. Avoid overanalyzing, respect his need for space, and handle conflicts privately. Open communication is key. Honor your man, don't expect him to read your mind. Encourage improvement without trying to change him, and don't rush emotional involvement or control his life. Support his goals and passions, and avoid unnecessary suspicions. Respect his interests and memories. Remember, no relationship is perfect. It's about navigating the bumps together and growing stronger as a result. Treat him as you want to be treated. Men, in essence, are simple beings. What we seek in a partner is not complex or full of drama. It boils down to 3 key elements: femininity, honesty, and loyalty. Femininity because it complements our masculinity, letting the man guide the path, creating a harmonious balance. Honesty because it builds trust and solidifies the foundation of a relationship. And loyalty because it assures us of the commitment and dedication of our partner. But remember, disagreements are going to happen in any relationship. When they arise, refer to the teachings of the Bible or your shared values that you hold dear. It's about understanding, forgiving, and learning from these disagreements that helps us grow stronger as a couple, with the man leading the path. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding relationship dynamics. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and share this with your friends. May God bless you all. Keep spreading love and positivity. Till next time.
Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of dating apps. Have you ever wondered why women seem to get more likes than men? Well, you're about to find out. Let's start with a simple scenario. Imagine 100 men and 100 women, all equally attractive, join the same dating app. What happens next might surprise you. Despite having the same level of attractiveness, women tend to receive around 50% more likes than men. Why? Because women are more selective and tend to choose a small number of extraordinarily handsome men. Now let's look at it from a man's perspective. Meet John. John spends hours perfecting his dating profile. He selects great photos, showing his adventurous side, his friendly side, and his family side. He meticulously crafts his bio to make a great first impression. Now, let's meet Jane. Jane uploads a photo she took last weekend without much thought. She writes a simple bio and hits save. So what happens next? Jane's profile starts buzzing with likes and messages, while John checks his phone eagerly, but gets far fewer responses. Studies show that women receive significantly more likes and messages than men on dating apps. But why does this happen?
First, let's talk about selectivity. Women, on average, are more selective on dating apps. They focus on a smaller number of highly attractive men. Meanwhile, men tend to be less selective, swiping right more often in hopes of getting matches. This creates a dynamic where a few men get most of the attention, leaving the rest struggling to get noticed. In fact, only about 8% of men, often referred to as chads, receive a vast amount of attention from women. On the flip side, 67% of women get positive affirmation from men. To add to this, there are almost twice as many men as women on dating apps, which amplifies this imbalance. But here's another interesting twist. Men are often looking for a reliable, trustworthy companion, while women are drawn to the most attractive men. What happened to our society? In the past, women might have looked for reliable men with stable jobs, similar to what their grandmothers did. But now, the allure of dating apps and social media has shifted priorities. Why are women choosing to share a man rather than looking for a good, reliable partner? Let's talk about a character we often see on dating apps, Chad. Chad is an archetype, an extraordinarily handsome man who gets a lot of attention from women. But Chad already has his number one girl. The others, they're just part of the game for him, an ego boost, a way to pass time. While the allure of Chad's charisma and his seemingly unending attention might be tempting, it's important to remember that in Chad's world, you're not the sun, you're just one of many stars. Chad's charm is intoxicating, his attention addictive, but beneath the surface, what we have is a man who is not interested in building a deep, meaningful connection, but rather in maintaining his power in the dating game. The Chad phenomenon is a stark reminder of the shifting priorities in modern dating. Women are choosing to share a man rather than looking for a good, reliable partner. But remember, ladies, if you're one of Chad's many interests, you're not his number one. He's just playing the game. As we navigate the complex world of modern dating, it's crucial to remember our worth and not fall into the trap of the Chad phenomenon. After all, isn't it better to be the sun in someone's sky rather than just one of many stars?
Have you ever wondered about the best way to maintain a good relationship? What keeps two people truly connected, active, and healthy? While initial chemistry is important, a lasting bond requires more. It demands work, effort, and a willingness to tend to the garden of your love. Life tests even the strongest bonds, so it's important to build good habits. These habits become the foundation upon which your love can grow and flourish. With a little hope, and these 8 habits, you might learn a thing or two about building a love that lasts. Some folks might call it the small stuff, but these gestures speak volumes. Are you able to be vulnerable with your partner, to reach out and touch their hand, to offer a hug without a second thought? Hand-holding, hugging, cuddling, a kiss on the forehead, these are all engagements of physical contact that do more than just feel good. They reassure, they whisper, "I'm here, I see you, I love you," in a language that goes beyond words. Don't underestimate the power of a touch. It can mend a broken heart, quiet a worried mind, and remind two souls that their love is a living, breathing thing. Now, this here's important. A relationship without communication is like a prison cell with no way out. Are you comfortable truly communicating with your partner? And I don't mean just the day-to-day "how was your day" kind of talk. I'm talking about the heart-to-heart stuff. Instead of letting unresolved feelings fester, cultivate a safe space where both of you are unafraid to speak your truths. A real conversation requires two voices, both willing to listen and be heard. That's how you build a bridge, not a wall. Life isn't always a walk in the park. There's going to be storms, dark clouds that roll in and try to steal your sunshine. Are you able to laugh together? To find joy in the simple things, to share a joke that only the two of you understand? And on the flip side, can you talk about your feelings, the hard ones too, without fear of judgment? Whether it's by laughing and being silly together or having deep discussions about life, being able to connect on that level is a precious thing. Let's face it, even the best of us stumble and fall. Disagreements are bound to happen, it's human nature. But it's how you handle those bumps in the road that determines the strength of your bond. Do you swallow your pride, own up to your mistakes, and go the extra mile to make things right? Remember, forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to the power of your love. It's easy to take things for granted, especially in a relationship. You get comfortable, settle into a routine, and before you know it, you forget to notice the good stuff. Do you tell your partner how special they are to you? Do you remind them of the ways they make your life richer, brighter, more fulfilling? Don't let the sun set on another day without expressing your gratitude. Knowing you're appreciated can make all the difference. Chapter 6. See a future together. This one is about hope. Do you actually see a future with your partner? And I'm not talking about just a few months down the line, I'm talking about the long haul. Knowing that you'll always be there for each other through thick and thin, that's a powerful thing. Being able to count on your partner, to know that they'll be there every step of the way, that's the kind of foundation that true love is built on. Chapter 7. Understand your gender roles. Understanding your roles not as adversaries, but as complements to each other, is essential for a balanced and fulfilling life together. It's not about one being superior to the other, but recognizing the unique gifts each brings to the table. When you understand and appreciate these roles not as limitations, but as strengths, you create a harmonious dance where both partners feel valued and respected. To Chapter 8, give each other personal space. Even the strongest love needs room to breathe. Do you have time for yourself, activities you enjoy, passions you pursue that are separate from your partner? It's not about leading separate lives, but about nurturing your own individuality. Too much togetherness can lead to frustration and resentment. A healthy relationship requires a balance between the time you spend nurturing your own growth and the time you spend nurturing your bond as a couple. Outro: building a love that lasts. So there you have it, 8 habits that can make all the difference. Are you in a relationship? What habits have you formed to keep your love alive and thriving? Share them in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, pass it along. You never know who might need to hear these words today. Remember, building a lasting relationship takes work, but the rewards are more precious than gold.
Welcome back. In today's discourse, we'll unravel the fascinating dynamics of men and women's needs and desires as they journey through different stages of life. We will explore how our perspectives evolve as we mature, gaining wisdom along the way. A scenario: a young woman, radiant and vibrant, confidently strides into a bar. She selects a man and boldly declares, "I want you to come home with me." More often than not, she is met with an affirmative response. At this youthful stage, women often find themselves wielding a significant amount of relationship control. With the ability to attract a multitude of suitors, they may declare, "I don't need a man," enjoying their independence and the power it brings. However, this period is often marked by naivety. We're still figuring ourselves out, learning who we truly are. Young women may affirm their independence from men, believing they have all the time in the world to find a partner later. Fast forward to midlife. We've matured, experienced life, and learned what we do and don't want. We've established routines, developed our own moral philosophies. At this point, a shift occurs. Many men start saying, "I don't need a woman." This is a stark contrast. When women were young and saying, "I don't need a man," men still sought relationships. But as they age and gain clarity, men often realize they don't necessarily need a woman to lead a fulfilling life. They find meaning in other areas: work, hobbies, friendships. This shift, this change in dynamics, can leave many women wondering, where have all the good men gone? Young women, particularly those who dream of a family and a white picket fence, consider this. Saying, "I don't need a man" when you're young might seem empowering, but be aware that by the time you realize you want a stable relationship, many men might have moved on to different priorities. If having a family is important to you, it's crucial to think early about what you want and how to balance your independence with your long-term goals. Now it's your turn. Have you pondered this change in dynamics? Have you noticed this shift in priorities as we age? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Let's start a meaningful conversation. And while you're at it, why not give that like button a click? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Remember, life is short, and knowing what you truly value is key to a fulfilling life. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.
Have you ever wondered how the dynamics of relationships have evolved over time? How the expectations of partners from one another have transformed with the changing societal norms? In the West, the dynamics of relationships have seen a drastic shift. With the rise of the feminist movement and the push for gender equality, women have started to expect more from their partners. They want men who are not only providers but also partners in every sense of the word. They seek emotional support, shared responsibilities, and equal rights. The very definition of a man's role in a relationship is being rewritten. On the other side, there's a growing sentiment among men that these changing expectations are too demanding. They feel that women want to be equated to men only when it suits them, and the idea of commitment seems to be losing its charm. This has led to a growing number of men who believe in the philosophy of men going their own way, or MGTOW. They are choosing to lead lives that are independent of women, seeking to find happiness and satisfaction on their own terms. Now let's look at the East, particularly Asian countries, where the dynamics of relationships are markedly different. Here, traditional roles still hold sway. Women are expected to be wives and mothers first, often putting their own ambitions and desires on the back burner. They are happy to play supportive roles, expecting their men to be the primary breadwinners. Many men, disillusioned with the changing dynamics in the West, are finding solace in these traditional roles. They see these women as real ladies who are content to lead a simple life, much like the generations before them. This is not to say that one is better than the other. These are merely observations of how the dynamics and expectations in relationships have changed over time and across cultures. It's a reflection of the evolving societal norms and individual preferences. To recap, in the West, there's a push for gender equality, with women wanting more from their relationships and men feeling the pressure of these expectations. This has led to the rise of the MGTOW movement. On the other hand, in many Asian countries, traditional roles persist, with women content to be supportive partners and men finding comfort in these roles. In the end, it's all about finding what works for you. What makes you happy? The world is vast and diverse, and so are the ways in which we choose to live our lives. It's about respecting choices and understanding that there is no one-size-fits-all in relationships. Now, isn't that a refreshing thought? Let's delve deeper into the MGTOW movement, or men going their own way, a phenomenon that has emerged in response to the evolving relationship dynamics in the West. Born out of a sense of disillusionment with traditional relationships, MGTOW is a social statement where men choose to prioritize their own happiness and independence over traditional relationships. They're choosing to live life on their own terms, free from societal pressures and expectations. This shift has brought about a mixed bag of reactions. Some Western women express dissatisfaction, feeling that this could be a step backwards in the push for gender equality. Others see it as a wake-up call, a prompt to reevaluate expectations in relationships. This movement has certainly stirred up a lot of discussion on relationship dynamics. It's a testament to the fact that as society evolves, so too do our concepts of relationships and what they should entail. The MGTOW movement, whether you agree with it or not, is a clear indication of this evolution. But remember, it's all about finding the balance that works for you and respecting the choices of others. After all, isn't that what diversity is all about?
Have you ever wondered about a movement that encourages men to focus on their personal well-being rather than societal expectations? Today, we dive into the world of men going their own way, or MGTOW, and how it's making a positive impact on men's lives. First up, we have health. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work only to be met with peace and tranquility, rather than arguments and worry over finances. The result? Less stress, better health, and a happier outlook on life. Next, we explore the concept of food freedom. Men in the MGTOW movement enjoy the luxury of eating what they want, when they want. No more compromising on meals or racking up expensive restaurant bills. Instead, they find satisfaction in cooking at home, saving money, and indulging in their favorite foods. Thirdly, we delve into the peace of mind that comes with the MGTOW lifestyle. With less drama to contend with, men report better sleep and a greater sense of tranquility. No more late-night arguments about her friends or feeling emotionally drained. Instead, men wake up rested and ready to conquer the day. The fourth point in our exploration is financial freedom. Without a partner who may tend to overspend, men find they manage their money better. Even those with child support obligations report an improvement in their financial situation. No more fights over missing money, just peace of mind and balanced checkbooks. Fifth, we consider the freedom to travel. Men who follow the MGTOW lifestyle can explore new places, experience diverse cultures, and even find companionship in non-feminist countries without any restrictions. Lastly, we discuss the potential for better relationships with children. Without a partner causing potential jealousy or financial strain, men can devote their time and energy to their kids. Even attending events like a high school reunion solo brings a sense of freedom from unnecessary drama. In essence, men going their own way is about men reclaiming control over their lives, finding their own happiness, and living a life free from unnecessary stress. It's about men choosing their own path to a better, more fulfilling life. So if you're a man who's tired of societal expectations and yearns for a life of freedom and fulfillment, MGTOW might just be the way to go.
In the USA, English is the primary language, with a focus on individual expression and direct communication. In contrast, the Philippines is a multilingual society where indirect and polite communication styles are more prevalent. Education holds a high place in both cultures. In the USA, there's a significant emphasis on higher education, albeit with expensive tuition fees. Meanwhile, the Philippines places an increasing value on education, focusing on practical and employable skills. Femininity and gender roles present another interesting point of comparison. The USA sees evolving gender roles with a strong focus on equality and independence for women. On the other hand, the Philippines leans towards traditional gender roles, associating femininity often with nurturing and family-oriented behaviors. Family values also differ strikingly. In the USA, nuclear families are common, and there's a rising trend of single-parent households. The focus leans towards individual success. The Philippines, however, places a strong emphasis on extended families and multi-generational households, with collective family support taking center. Notably, men are often seen as the primary providers. Relationship dynamics offer another lens through which to view these cultural disparities. In the USA, relationships are often viewed through the lens of equality. The legal structures around marriage and divorce seem to favor the woman. In contrast, the Philippines leans towards more traditional gender roles in relationships, with strong expectations around family duties. It seems that while woke culture may not be thriving in the USA, femininity is certainly gaining ground in the Philippines. Not working in the USA, but femininity is winning in the Philippines. Physical appearance and health also differ between the two cultures. The USA has higher average body weight and obesity rates, with an emphasis on fitness and diet trends. The Philippines, however, generally has a lower average body weight, with cultural factors influencing diet and physical activity. Lastly, religious beliefs and practices also differ. The USA has a diverse religious landscape, with Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and other religions. In contrast, the Philippines is predominantly Catholic, with strong religious practices playing a central role in daily life. In conclusion, the cultural backgrounds of the USA and the Philippines shape the lives of women and men in fascinating and diverse ways. From language and education to family values and religious practices, these two cultures offer a rich tapestry of experiences and perspectives.
Welcome to a new perspective. Ever consider how impactful the act of walking away can be? This isn't about simply stepping away from a situation or a person. It's about a radical departure, a sudden disappearance that leaves no room for explanation or negotiation. It's a powerful, silent statement, a testament to your self-respect and a wake-up call for those you leave behind. Now let's explore the psychology behind walking away and its effects on those left behind. Walking away isn't about dramatic exits or long goodbyes. It's not about announcing your departure or explaining your reasons. It's about the art of disappearing. The true power of walking away lies in the abrupt, inexplicable absence you leave in someone's life. No explanations, no signs, just a sudden vacuum that was once filled by you. It's not about causing pain or seeking revenge. Rather, it's about reclaiming your self-respect and demonstrating your worth. Picture yourself as a book that's been abruptly closed, leaving the reader hanging in the middle of a captivating story. They're left with an overwhelming curiosity, a deep desire to know what happens next. But they can't, because you're no longer available to them. This sudden disappearance creates a sense of uncertainty that can be quite unsettling. It shakes their world, disrupts their routine, and leaves them in a state of confusion and self-doubt. Humans are creatures of habit, and when routines are disrupted, it creates a profound sense of uncertainty. Imagine the person who's always been a constant in your life, someone you've built your daily routines around, suddenly disappears. No goodbyes, no explanations, just a void that was once filled by their presence. This unexpected absence can cause a significant emotional upheaval. It's like pulling a chair from under someone just as they were about to sit. The world, as they know it, seems to have shifted overnight. Their mind is flooded with questions. Why? What did I do wrong? Are they coming back? The lack of closure fuels their anxiety, creating a whirlpool of confusion and distress. They grapple with the reality of possibly having lost someone valuable, and this uncertainty can escalate into a desperate need for answers. This is the psychological impact of the art of walking away. The abrupt absence forces self-reflection. This is the power of no contact. When you remove yourself from someone's life without explanation, they are left to grapple with the void. The silence speaks volumes, forcing them to confront their behavior. They start to question their actions, their words, and their decisions. They're compelled to look inward, to understand why they are now navigating life without you. It's an unsettling introspection that can trigger a profound change. This is not about punishment, but about giving them a chance to understand the impact of their actions. The goal here isn't to incite remorse or to have them crawling back to you. It's about fostering growth, both for you and for them. Walking away is about teaching them and yourself a valuable lesson about respect, value, and the consequences of actions. Walking away is not about hoping for them to come back remorseful, but to make them realize the impact of their actions. Resist the temptation to reach out. It's a natural response, a yearning for familiarity amid the unfamiliar. But it's crucial to remember why you chose to walk away in the first place. It wasn't a decision made lightly or without reason. Your departure was a statement, a declaration of self-respect, and an affirmation of your worth. In the silence following your departure, you might hear echoes of the past. The remnants of what once was may seem enticing, but they're just that, remnants. They're fragments of a chapter that's already been written, sealed, and stored away. To reopen that book is to undo the progress you've made, to erase the lessons learned, and to compromise the integrity of your decision. Instead, focus on the unwritten pages ahead of you. Embrace the uncertainty, the unknown, the potential for something better. Surround yourself with individuals who appreciate your worth, who respect your boundaries, who elevate your spirit. Walking away isn't just about removing toxic influences from your life. It's about making room for growth, for peace, for contentment. It's about reclaiming your space and rebuilding your life on stronger, healthier foundations. In the end, the power of walking away isn't just about the act itself. It's about the journey that follows, the transformation that it catalyzes, and the strength that it fosters. Remember, the power of walking away lies in the act itself, not in the possibility of reconciliation. Having taken this journey with us through the power of walking away, the art of disappearing, understanding the psychology of uncertainty, and the power of no contact, it's clear to see that these are not simple choices. They are profound, life-altering decisions that demand courage, strength, and resilience. But remember, you're not alone. There's a whole community out there, a network of individuals who have tread the same path, faced the same struggles, and emerged stronger on the other side. Reach out, engage, learn from their experiences. As we prepare to part ways, remember that this is just the beginning of your journey. There will be moments of doubt, moments of longing, moments of regret. But remember why you took this step. Remember the strength it took to make this decision. Remember the respect you showed yourself by choosing better. And most importantly, remember the potential for growth, for happiness, for contentment that lies ahead. The road forward may seem daunting, but it's a path paved with the promise of better days, healthier relationships, and a stronger, more resilient you. So as we sign off, we leave you with this thought. The power of walking away is not just in the act, but in the journey that follows. It's not just about saying no, but about saying yes to a better future. If you have made it this far and have found value in our content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We promise to bring you more insightful content that can help you navigate your life with greater confidence and courage. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, remember, you have the power to shape your life. Choose wisely, choose bravely, and most importantly, choose yourself.
What if I were the devil? What would be my plan to plunge the world into darkness? The answer lies in whispers, subtle and insidious. As the devil, I'd employ the wisdom of a serpent, whispering doubts into the ears of the faithful. I'd suggest that man, in his infinite wisdom and creativity, crafted God, not the other way around. I'd twist the perception of good, making it seem square, outdated. I'd manipulate the very essence of prayer, subtly altering the focus from the divine to the governmental, turning faith into a political tool. The devil's whispers aren't loud or forceful. They are soft, almost imperceptible. They sow the seeds of uncertainty and discord, challenging long-held beliefs and upending the moral compass. This is how the devil works, not with grand gestures of evil, but with whispers that slowly erode faith, trust, and unity. Through these whispers, the devil starts to plant the seeds of chaos and confusion. Now, if I were the devil, how would I spread my influence further? Well, I'd start with the media, mainly social media, the most pervasive force in today's society. I'd make explicit content more thrilling, more enticing, making it harder for families to resist the siren call of extremism for higher ratings. Diving deeper into the societal structure, I'd turn my gaze to the schools. I'd encourage them to neglect the ABCs and emotional development of children, dividing the young minds from the family, to focus on woke ideology and gay pride instead of empathy for all mankind. This would lead to a climate of fear and suspicion, necessitating the presence of metal detectors and sniffing dogs in what should be sanctuaries of learning. And then, I'd promote the consumption and normalization of pornography, substituting psychology for religion and science for God. I'd blur the lines between right and wrong, sacred and secular, slowly eroding the moral fabric of society. With these actions, the devil continues to spread his influence, slowly but surely eroding the moral fabric of society. Finally, what would be the devil's endgame? Picture this. The devil, in all his cunning, would twist the cherished symbols of our religious holidays. The Easter egg and Christmas tree would become mere decorations, stripped of their spiritual significance. He'd foster a culture of entitlement, draining from those who have and feeding those who merely want, extinguishing the very flame of ambition. He'd glamorize gambling as a shortcut to riches, while hard work and dedication would be cast aside as outdated concepts. Moral conduct, the bedrock of a healthy society, would be painted as old-fashioned, replaced by a reckless pursuit of momentary pleasures. In his grand act of deception, he'd convince the youth not to listen to authority figures. That the common colds are to be feared, governments making us sick with lies of masks and keeping us prisoner in our own homes, stopping travel, separating family, leading them down a perilous path of self-destruction. These would be the devil's actions, and their consequences would be a world plunged into chaos, confusion, and moral decay. So, what can we do to resist such a devilish plan? Please like and subscribe. God bless you all. Ever felt shackled by the ever-evolving societal norms? It's time to break free. Men, it's your turn to forge a new path, one where self-respect is the cornerstone. Don't squander precious moments in places where your worth isn't recognized. Opt for self-worth, opt for satisfaction. Seek out those who truly value you. Embrace new experiences, form new bonds. Life is a fleeting moment, don't let it be consumed by unnecessary drama. Welcome to a world of fresh adventures and genuine connections. Assert your worth, choose your own path. Join us in this journey of self-discovery and respect. Your new chapter begins today. Remember, respect yourself, live your best life. Your journey starts now.
The dating game has changed. Men are opting out. They are tired of the old rules. They are seeking new paths. For decades, a certain script dominated the dating scene. Man meets woman, man pursues woman, man wins over woman. This traditional narrative, reinforced by societal norms and expectations, is no longer a given. Men are questioning their roles, re-evaluating their priorities, and seeking alternatives to the conventional relationship paradigm. This shift is not a mere blip on the radar of social change. It is a seismic shift, a fundamental restructuring of how men approach love, partnership, and family. This transformation is driven by a confluence of factors, from evolving gender roles to economic shifts and the rise of new social paradigms. The old playbook is obsolete. Men are writing their own rules. This is the new reality of dating in the West. The 20th century witnessed a revolution in gender roles. Women entered the workforce. They pursued higher education. They demanded equality. This social transformation, while undeniably poorly thought out, with no account of who it would hurt, the family, the children, created ripples that are still being felt today. As women ascended to new heights of social and economic power, men grappled with their evolving roles. The traditional breadwinner model, once a cornerstone of masculinity, began to crumble. This shift in dynamics challenged deeply ingrained beliefs about masculinity and femininity. Men, once accustomed to being the pursuers, the providers, the protectors, found themselves navigating a landscape where these roles were no longer clearly defined. The rise of the feminine, while empowering for women, left many men feeling lost, uncertain, and unsure of their place in the new world order. This confusion and uncertainty have played a significant role in shaping men's attitudes towards dating and relationships. The playing field is leveled. Men are done with the women trying to call the shots. The rise of online dating apps, while seemingly empowering for both genders, has in many ways given the women the option to raise body count and forget family. Men face fierce competition for attention, often finding themselves lost in a sea of profiles. Women, on the other hand, are often inundated with options, giving them a level of selectivity previously unimaginable. This dynamic has led to a sense of frustration and disillusionment among many men. They feel the traditional rules of courtship no longer apply, yet the new rules remain unclear. The result is a sense of apathy, a withdrawal from the dating game altogether. The old adage, "There are plenty of fish in the sea," rings hollow in this new reality. The sea may be vast, but the currents of change are pulling men in different directions. Progress is rarely without its casualties. We are unsure of the long-term effects of the feminist woke movement. The very forces that empowered women have, in some ways, left men feeling emasculated. Traditional notions of masculinity, once celebrated, are now often viewed as toxic or outdated. This cultural shift has left many men feeling adrift, unsure of how to express their masculinity in a way that is both authentic and socially acceptable. This crisis of masculinity has profound implications for relationships. Men, uncertain of their roles and fearful of judgment, may shy away from commitment. They may struggle to express their emotions or assert themselves in healthy ways. The path forward requires understanding, empathy, and open dialogue. Both men and women must navigate this new terrain together, finding ways to honor the progress made while ensuring that no one is left behind. Section 5, East meets West, finding love abroad. Faced with the complexities of the Western dating scene, some men are looking east. International dating is on the rise. Men are increasingly drawn to women from Eastern Europe, Asia, and Latin America. These women are often perceived as more feminine, family-oriented, and appreciative of traditional gender roles. This is not about seeking subservience, it is about finding a partner who values the same things. This trend is driven in part by a desire for something different, a departure from the hyper-individualism and often transactional nature of Western dating. Men seek connection, respect, and shared values. They find solace in cultures where these qualities are still held in high regard. This East meets West phenomenon is not without its critics. Some argue it is a form of escapism, a way for men to avoid confronting their own cultural biases. Others see it as a positive trend, a bridge between cultures and a testament to the universal desire for love and companionship. Section 6, the solo journey embracing singlehood. More men are choosing to stay single. They are finding fulfillment in their careers, hobbies, and personal pursuits. This is not a sign of societal breakdown. It is a sign of changing priorities. The societal pressure to marry and have children, once a driving force for men, is waning. Men are no longer defined by their relationship status. They are free to explore their own identities, pursue their passions, and build a life on their own terms. This shift is fueled by a number of factors, including increased economic independence, the availability of fulfilling alternatives to traditional relationships, and a growing acceptance of diverse lifestyles. This trend towards singlehood is not without its challenges. Men may face loneliness, social stigma, or pressure from family and friends. However, for many, the rewards of autonomy, self-discovery, and personal freedom outweigh the costs. Men are tired of being farmed for money by ungrateful demons of the modern world. Woke women can adopt and pay for the choices they make. Men no longer want to be the absent provider. Pause 3S. Section 7, Fathers and Their Rights. Men want to be with their children, not have other men raising their children and paying the women monthly pecker tax. The desire to be an active participant in their children's lives is strong. This is not just about financial obligations, but about emotional connections and the irreplaceable bond between father and child. Many men feel the current system is skewed, often leaving them with limited access to their children and significant financial burdens. They are advocating for more balanced custody arrangements and fairer child support systems. This fight is about more than just legal battles. It is about the fundamental right to fatherhood and the deep-seated need to nurture and guide their offspring. Men are pushing back against outdated stereotypes that paint them as mere providers, asserting their role as loving, involved, and essential parents. This shift is a crucial part of the broader conversation about gender roles and family dynamics in the modern world. Pause 2S. The journey towards equitable parenting is fraught with challenges, but the end goal is clear. A system where fathers are not just seen as paychecks, but as integral parts of their children's lives. This movement is not just about changing laws, but about changing minds and hearts, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to grow up with the love and support of both parents. Pause 2S. The desire to be present in their children's lives is reshaping the narrative around fatherhood. It is a call for justice, equality, and a recognition of the profound impact that fathers have on the lives of their children. Pause 3S. As men continue to navigate these challenges, they are forging a new path, one that honors their role as fathers and champions their right to be active, loving, and present in their children's lives. Men are now hiding the wealth they have earned from their hard work, from greedy, woke family crushers. The ask man to leave and take his family home game is over. Section 7. Treading carefully, navigating modern relationships. Men are approaching relationships with caution. They have witnessed the fallout of failed marriages and are wary of the legal and financial risks. The rise of divorce, often with skewed outcomes for men, has made many men think twice about marriage. They are no longer willing to enter into this institution blindly, without careful consideration of the potential consequences. This caution is not about avoiding commitment altogether. It is about making informed choices, setting healthy boundaries, and protecting oneself emotionally and financially. Men are seeking relationships built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and shared values. They want partners, not adversaries. They desire companionship, not conflict. Section 8. A crisis of masculinity. Some argue that men's changing attitudes towards dating reflect a crisis of masculinity. They see it as a sign of weakness, a retreat from traditional roles. This simplistic narrative misses the mark. Men are not in crisis. They are adapting, they are evolving, they are forging new paths in a world where the old maps no longer apply. This is not weakness, it is resilience. It is a testament to men's ability to adapt to changing circumstances, to redefine themselves in the face of adversity. The challenge is not to cling to outdated notions of masculinity, but to embrace a more nuanced and multifaceted understanding of what it means to be a man in the 21st century. Section 9. The shifting sands of love and marriage. The institution of marriage is not collapsing, it is being redefined. Love is not dead, it is evolving. Marriage rates may be declining, but the desire for love, connection, and intimacy remains strong. Men and women are exploring alternative relationship models, seeking arrangements that better suit their individual needs and desires. This experimentation is not a threat to traditional marriage, but rather an expansion of the possibilities. It reflects a willingness to challenge the status quo, to find new ways of expressing love and commitment. The future of relationships will be shaped by flexibility, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace change. Women now have to accept the shift men are taking. This shift may not include Western ladies and realize the mistake of feminism. Section 10, the future of relationships. A new paradigm. The future of relationships is not about men versus women. It is about finding common ground in a world of shifting sands. Both genders are navigating uncharted territory. The old rules no longer apply and the new rules are still being written. This period of transition is marked by both challenges and opportunities. The challenge lies in bridging the divide, in fostering understanding and empathy between genders. The opportunity lies in creating a new paradigm for relationships, one built on mutual respect, equality, and authentic connection. The path forward requires open communication, a willingness to challenge assumptions, and a commitment to building relationships that are both fulfilling and sustainable. The future of love and partnership depends on it.